Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Cornfield Customs YouTube channel. And in this episode, we are going to jump into 3D printing from the beginning. So I've been kicking around the idea of getting into 3D printing for a little over a year, and I've never really pulled the trigger. I've been struggling with learning Fusion 360 and the ins and outs, so what I decided to do was just go ahead, jump into buying a 3D printer. That way I'm kind of forced to push myself to learn the software, the printing, all of that. That way I have a little bit of skin in the game. I've always found that when I jump into a machine, it kind of forces my hand, makes me learn stuff. That way I don't just have money sitting around that I've spent on a machine. I actually have to follow through and make it happen. So that's what we did. So last week I ordered a Bamboo Lab HD2. I'm still waiting on some filament and some other stuff to come in for it, but I figured we could get this video started with a little bit of unboxing, basic setup, show you some of the 3D stuff I've been working on, and we can kind of learn this together because I have no experience with 3D printing, very little experience with 3D work. I've got about 15 years experience in 2D CAD work, but 2D CAD and 3D don't really go hand in hand so much. It's learning a brand new language and the skill set that goes with that language. So we're gonna unbox the printer, get it set up, and what I'm doing is I'm gonna set it up over here in the corner of my office. That way I'll be close to the desktop, the laptop, and can keep an eye on it. So before we get into the unboxing, let me show you some of the stuff I've been working on in Fusion 360. So sitting here at my desk, I'll show you a couple of the projects that I started on. So yesterday was pretty much day one for me, other than being on Fusion and just looking at some of the settings before. I'd actually never drawn anything, and I've struggled with 3D. So yesterday was day one with getting into 3D work. And I had a buddy, Mike Malott. He came over and gave me some pointers to get going on some of the stuff I was struggling with. So let me turn the camera around and I will show you what I've been working on. And I'm gonna apologize for filming the screen. I'm not really good at overdubbing on screen grabs, so you guys are just going to have to suffer a little bit while I video the screen. So this was the first, I guess second, this was my first complete solo project, and it's nothing fancy. It's just going to be one of our bead coining tools, so this is going to be a 3D printed holder for that. So nothing fancy, just a rectangular shape with a little bit of the recess to hold the tool, and then individual recesses or holes here that we can put the coining tool inserts in. So zoom in a little bit so you can see that. Went ahead and radiused all the corners, and I'm still going to put the logo kind of here on the face. I just have to convert that to a DXF and import that. From there, I am working on shrinking disc tooling. So I'm going to be making a 5-inch shrinking disc and redesigning the tooling. So that's kind of where we are here. This is the female side of the tool. And come in, put the recess in for the nut that holds it on. And then here are the female reliefs to put the profile in. And this is just an offset out here because the disc is going to be 5 inches, which is there. That's overall 5 inches in diameter, but the blank is going to be 6 inches in diameter. That way I could have an integrated indexing hole for the male and female to line everything back up. So that's why there's a flat spot here that's kind of recessed, because it doesn't do any stamping when I make the tooling. It's just going to be there so I have the material for the locating hole. I still have to do the male side of the tool, and then we'll print it. We're just going to do a test print to make sure everything works. It's not actually going to be able to stamp it, but once we have the 3D printed proof of concept, we can send this drawing over to my CNC guy, and he will machine it out of 4140, and we will have actual stamping tooling. So those are the two projects I've been working on in 3D on Fusion 360. So I have a long way to go, but I feel pretty happy with day one. We're going to get into some other stuff and start pushing my skill set a lot more, and I find that that's just how I grow, is I got to be outside my comfort zone, learning new skills, pushing hard, and figuring it out, pretty much struggling along the way. So that's where I stand with the design work. And from here, we can go and start setting up the printer. I don't know what's in the box. I haven't opened any of it yet. So I will set you guys up on a tripod and we can go through that and we can do this together. Because like I said, in this video, it's going to show some of the struggles of learning this, getting everything set up, because I am completely green when it comes to 3D printing. So you guys might know about it. You guys might know more about it at this point than I do, but that's what it's about. We don't always know everything, and learning new skills can be a challenge, but it's very rewarding. So let's get this thing unboxed, set up, and see what we need to do going forward. All right, so I'm already off to some poor planning. I can't really finish unboxing this by myself. It says it's a 2 or more person job to get it out of the bottom of the box and set up on the table. So I'm the only one here. So I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow, till Jamie's here to give me a hand. So I looked through our unboxing and assembly instructions, and that's what it says to do. So I'm gonna play it by the rules because I don't wanna risk damaging the printer, and just took a quick glance through our extra parts, toolkit, all of that stuff. And at this point, I have to wait till tomorrow. So I'm gonna take a quick break and then it'll be tomorrow and Jamie will be here and we should be able to get this thing set up. So let's see how things go in the morning. So Jamie and I got the printer all set up and she went through all the prompts and got everything set up and ready to roll. It was pretty straightforward, so we really didn't feel that we had to film that actually initial setup, because you just plug everything in as the book tells you. You go through the steps and everything is good. But we did run into a little bit of a problem. I have the AMS2 Pro on top, which is right here. And what it does is it allows you to store and automatic feed into the machine different filaments. So we ran into some issues with some of the testing. We just went to do one of the pre-programmed test pieces, which was actually this little boat right here. Nothing fancy, but I just wanted to make sure everything worked before we got into jumping into one of our real prints. And we ran into problems. It was saying that it couldn't feed the filament and it was clogged. And I mean, I went around, I think it took me about an hour. Jamie messed with it and it was just very irritating. But come to find out, it was something with the AMS2 controller. So I don't know what's going on with that, but somehow I'd accidentally ordered 2 AMS controllers. So we have the one over there on the machine, and then I have the other one sitting over here. This was the one that gave me problems, so I'm gonna try the other one on the next print and just see. But just to get things rolling, I unplugged that and we're just running off of the side spool. So I can show you that, and just has a side spool of filament mounted here, pulls into the back, and that's what we're printing currently. So just green. I figured green stuff, I'm gonna kind of build a system of prototype stuffs in green unless somebody wants something I make specifically in green, but I will just get to always using that kind of as our mock-up. So not running the AMS2 at the moment. Wanted to get things up and running, test out one of our prints, kind of see how that stuff goes. So the interesting thing is currently, this is I think this is day 2, going into day 3 of learning Fusion and learning 3D printing. Never done any of this stuff before, like I mentioned earlier in this video. I'm hoping our first print turns out. We will see. So what I did is designed all of this in Fusion. I exported it out of Fusion. I think it's I can't remember what the file is. I'll have to look up the file name. I didn't use an STL. It's a 3 something. Let's see. This will give you accurate information, and I'm not going to look like a complete idiot. But like I said, we are learning this together. So a 3MF file. So I took the 3MF, exported it, and then I opened it into Bamboo Labs Slicer and sliced everything and then exported it. Let me see if I can pull this up to a live video feed too. So that's kind of the cool thing is I can be, doesn't matter because you can see the printer's right here behind me, behind the desk, but I can be watching it on the screen. It gives me everything that's going on. It gives me what layer they're on, how many hours or minutes is left. And then if I'm not here, say I'm printing while I'm at home, so it can print overnight, I can take my media phone and have that logged in, and I can monitor it from the house or wherever I am, which is pretty cool. So like I said, this is all new to me. I'm completely green, so I might sound way more excited or like an idiot. It doesn't matter. But we're on this journey together if you guys are just getting into 3D printing and design work. So that's about where we are. I have another piece I worked on this morning, and if I can get, let's see if I can get Fusion to pull that back up. Cancel our export, and I'll open our wedge lock bench mount. So the wedge lock tool for making T-dollies and that kind of stuff that I've been working on, I've got a mounting system for it. Not super happy with it. I wanted to make a bench mount to where you could bolt it to the top, bottom, or side of your workbench, and then we'll have a secondary piece that goes in to attach that to if you want the bench mount versus like a vise mount. And that will allow you to rotate any angle you need with some pinch bolts. They'll be like lever bolts, so you don't need any special tools. If it wants to bring it up, I don't know why. My computer's running nice and slow. Probably because I have 3 files going in Fusion and Bamboo Slicer, so probably just have a lot of stuff running. So we'll let the computer catch up a little bit, and I will show you the wedge lock bench mount that I've been working on. So here is the bench mount. So obviously these 6 holes here will allow you to bolt that to the top, the bottom, or the side of your workbench, or wherever you want to put it. And if I can rotate this and pay attention to the camera, these 2 holes, that's where the pinch bolt with the handles will go. And rotate that up. And then our main attachment point will slide through the main hole there and allow you to push and pull the wedge mount stock in, rotate it any direction you want. So I'm going to 3D print one of these as well as a test, just to make sure everything looks good and it's going to kind of work. And then I'll talk to my machinist and see if we're better off machining these or if we're better off casting them. So that'll be the cool thing too. If we go to cast them, I could make the casting mold here on the 3D printer, send it out to the foundry and let them do what they have to do. Then of course it'll have to come back and have all the holes machined, everything cleaned up, and the through hole dressed. So there'll be a little bit of machine work afterwards, but we just have to see which is the best route to go for the initial fabrication on these. So we're going to keep doing multiple videos on 3D printing and learning Fusion 3D, just because it's all new to me. Learning as we go. You guys will see the struggles. I think that might be beneficial if you guys are struggling too. Just so we're all in this together. Like I said, brand new journey for me. It's been interesting so far. I've learned a lot already in the past few days. And I think as long as I keep pushing, that knowledge and experience will grow and things will just get better and better. I think having access to 3D and a 3D printer is going to be very handy. Just all kinds of stuff around the shop. Fixtures, press tooling, all kinds of mock-up pieces, brackets, just little stuff that we can 3D print before actually having it manufactured. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up, see how this thing prints, and then in the next video we'll talk about it, what I like, what I don't like, things I might have to modify. We'll see how this initial test print goes, and we'll go from there. So I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Hopefully you like seeing me struggle with a new skill, and you guys are coming along on the journey. Hopefully you guys are learning at home. Drop down in the comment section, see if you want me to talk more about initial setups, if you want me to go over drawing stuff from scratch, kind of the stuff I'm struggling with, and any of that stuff you guys want to see to help you on your journeys at home if you're getting into 3D printing and 3D modeling. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to check out some of our other great content where it's more fabrication and metal shaping based. Again, drop down in the comment section. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see as we progress with 3D printing. And yeah, I appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.